All right, today we are going to be tying one of my favorite emerald shiner patterns. The only difference between this and a lot of ones is I'll be using a lot of glow-in-the-dark materials. I want something that glowed quite a bit and had really good motion and had a nice little shiner pattern, and this is what I came up with. So this is an 1/8 ounce jig head. So I'm on these smaller ones. I like to use micro zonker strips. It's just not quite as wide as standard. So that's what I like to use on the smaller ones. And as you get larger, I'll go to standard, and even occasionally I'll go to magnum. And I just like the transition point there between the hide of the zonker and the shank of the hook. I just like to make that transition just a little less severe. So we're coming in with our first clumps of flash, glow in the dark flash. This is pearl, and I'm coming in with, I don't know, 5 or 6 pieces of it. I come in here, double it back so it's not going to pull out. Then I like to cut it even with the end of the hair on the zonker strip. So come and make yourself a small dubbing loop. And then bring your thread up to just behind the jig head. And for the body, we're going to be using Ripple Light Stuff Glow. This stuff is really great. It glows really bright. And it's got great movement in the water. And we don't really need all that much. This stuff is really long, and a little bit of it goes a long way. I just like to get nice and spread out, so everything's nice and even. And we're going to spin this up. And when we wrap this forward, we're going to leave space in between the thread, the wraps we're going to be doing. So you are going to see some of this green thread come out, but I kind of like it, so that's what I'm going with. So once you're happy with everything nice and brushed out, just going to stroke all the fibers back like you would a hackle, and just start wrapping it loosely forward. Try and get some of it loose as you go, but we'll brush it out at the end. And just stroke those fibers back. Try not to trap too much. And we're going to finish pretty much just behind the jig head. Get all those materials used up. Secure your loop. And now we're going to brush everything out. This is going to give the hair jig a lot of great motion and profile, and the glow is pretty impressive also. So now for the collar, we're going to be using guinea. You can also use saddle or schlappen. I like using guinea. I like to have the fibers on the guinea to be no longer than the shank of the hook. The shorter, the better. But that size can be hard sometimes, so I'm pretty generous with what exactly I'm wanting. But this one is kind of the length that I'm looking for. Just a little bit of markings on the hair jig from the guinea, and that'll help prop up the wing, which we're tying right now, up also. Now we're going to be doing Flashabou for the glow Flashabou for the wing, and I use whatever color I need. That's kind of how I determine what flash material I use. You know, Bandaboo works really well. Crystal Flash works well. Flashabou. You can also get the Ripple Ice hair that glows. I just want a lot of glow stuff on this one. So for this, we're using pink first. And just get that stroke back. And we're just going to cut that same length as the pearl we put in. And now we're going to come in with Crystal Flash, but this is in chartreuse. And I want maybe about 50 to 60% more flash in this top wing. So I just like to taper the ends a little bit. measure it up against the chartreuse, and then secure it in. But for this chartreuse, I like to, when I bring it back, I'm gonna cut it a little bit shorter. And I like to come to just behind where I think the bend of the hook is, and I like to cut it right there. Gives nice profile to the hair jig, and just something a little bit different, which is always fun. So secure your thread wraps with whatever glue you want. Give it a try. This is a great hair jig. Obviously, you don't have to use glow materials, but I think it's nice to have at least a few of these in different colors, because glow hair jigs do a pretty darn good job. So I'm using solar res, just hitting it with my light. There it is. Give it a try. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.